Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Maria Llovet, Porcelain, issue number one by Blaze Comics. This particular series was recommended by me by a subscriber, and I said, you know what, looks interesting. Let's buy it and see if it's good or not. And yeah, I believe four issues now. I miss only one, and I was stupid enough to buy a double. But hey, that's beside the point. I was not familiar with Maria Llovet. I saw her art here and there. So I looked her up a little bit, and here's a small bio. Maria Llovet is a multidisciplinary artist from Barcelona. Her style is rooted in Japanese comics, but is influenced by European art and the fashion world. She has published several works for international markets, such as etc. 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 And she is, I believe, broken through in 2019. She worked for Image, DC Comics, Boom Studios, Black Mask, and Blaze. So she is still pumping out comics, and she did in the past some erotic stuff with Boom Studios called Faithless. We have Mother Nothing. So There Is Nothing There by Black Mask. She is now doing something new with Image called Lovesick. Horror titles, creepy. Surrealistic, no, that's not really the right word, but fantasy stuff. Yeah, and now also with Porcelain. So what is Porcelain? It's not really hard to describe, but on the other hand, there's a lot of going on. I think more Alice in Wonderland, but then with horror-esque things and creepy fantasy. Let's dive in. So we start here, somewhere. We have this girl. We see dolls, see an organ, heart maybe, and then a number 4 is carved in her head. And then we see this doll with number 2 on it. And then we start with, with here, in the middle of, I don't know, the desert, Northern Desert Red Forest Route. I was immediately, not amazed, but I thought to myself, oh man, this looks lovely. And that is exactly what this is. This is a lovely looking comic with a distinctive art style that I haven't seen before. And I, wasn't prepared. Let's leave it at that. And then we see this, 29, also Japanese. So I wonder, is this girl then Japanese or is just all pure fantasy? We see all these nice images, and we see this girl lying here with her cat. And especially the color red has been highlighted here a lot. And it's all these colors in here are mostly the same colors with slight deviations. Let's say the Route 29, we have this color here. It's also red. And then the butterfly-esque, well, it's not butterfly, but the thing in her hair, her lipstick. And she has a rose here. We have a cat with something in him tail. I don't know. And then she heard, Beryl, Beryl, have you thought about what I told you yesterday? Well, a little, she says. And, Aunt Mill, I don't want to go to the city. I need you to do something useful with your life, Beryl. I won't let you waste it in this desert. And then we see this woman with also a rose, some fishnet thingy, a star, and I'm coming back later to that, and an eye patch. Lovely. She says, no buts, go to the store and get oil. We talk about your options later. And then this is happening. And what I mean with this is not really that special. But what I like, this is more also a slow burn, but it's a different kind of slow burns. And I love that artists or creators or writers, doing, I'm not sure if this is the right word, slices of life, is that how you say it? She's just stretching, and then she goes down here from the roof, and then picks up a bucket with a star on it, and then she's going on a merry way. And she also has this, cloth on her leg, and I mean that's nice. I mean it's the same as you are. Grabbing a cup of coffee or picking up the paper or, having a shower, just normal stuff. instead of this very high-paced, oh, you need to go there, then this happens, then you need to go there, and something happened, and there's some narrative here, and then stuff happens. No, 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 this is exactly the opposite. This is more, hey, I'm going on my merry way, and I'm going to show it you visually. That's very nice. But also, I'm not used to these kind of comics anymore. I read a lot of European comics, but then I got into American comics, like, the superhero stuff. And there's some kind of a flow and pacing with these comics, with those comics, I mean. And then I see something like this, and then I think, oh man, this is pretty nice. And she says, let's go, Raubritter. Is that how you say it? Meow. And then she's, wee, I'm going on an adventure. And she's here playing. And that's how I say it. Again, a lot of things going on. Where is she? Is this some kind of a trailer park? I don't know. I also love the sky. And it feels breezy, summer breeze, if you know what I mean. That's how it feels. That's how she portrays it. With a whole lot of nothing. No human around except for this guy who's selling stuff. And then she pays him with a star coin. What does that mean? And she says, hi. Well, that's not what she's saying, but she waves him. And then, again, a lot of visual stuff going on. And I think to myself, where is this going? What's the meaning of this? And so she's here, and then we see this. So this looks like a toy, right? I mean, if you look at the perspective, and then she hears music. And then she sees the dollhouse, a creepy freaking dollhouse with skeletons and dolls and creepy mouth. And she looks at it. But wait a minute. Is this the same? I mean, the perspective is what? Did it grow? I'm not sure. Again, look at the color palette. It's always this a little bit darker-esque. There's some green, white color palette behind her, but there's not a lot of bluish colors. I mean, light blue, because this happens next. So she's more mesmerized, and she's becoming entranced with the sounds that are coming out of the dollhouse. And then a giant tongue comes out, grabs her, and then she is waking up, and then she is in the dollhouse, and then we have the darker blues. So the color palette changes. But it's also a lot of black in here that I don't immediately like. But then, now that I look at it, I haven't noticed it before. But see the borders? It's also black. And then a moment ago, it's just white. That's a nice transition. I just noticed it now. And then she looks around and says, hello? And she says, Thanatos. Okay, what does it mean? And then a face mask with flowers, I guess. And then, she's wandering around, and then this is happening. Her clothes is starting to change, and then she has different clothes. And then she enters a room with dolls and a person that looks like someone from the manga and anime Bleach. And then they talk to her and they say, eat, please, eat. And again, look at the color palette. All the pinks look all the same. That's deliberate. And of course the deep reds. And there's nothing except for the blacks and the greens and the pinks, and maybe a coating of blue here and there. There's nothing else there. And I must adjust myself to that, because I was expecting more different color palettes, but at the same time, this is a deliberate choice. So I had to take a step back and see what it is. And what I mean with that, this is very slow paced. There's not enough dialogue in here so far. And there's a lot of this, small steps going forward, So we see here these worms. She is, I believe, shaken by that or not. And Maria cannot, maybe I'm wrong, but when it comes to facial expressions, it's not really there. It's mostly the same expressions. But then we also see this, and I thought to myself, what kind of wizardry is this? This feels more like surrealistic, although probably not. but so we see this worm, and then it transforms in her stomach or her heart. This is a heart, and then goes to the stomach, and then we see a butterfly, because I think that's coming out. I'm not sure. It leaves a lot to your imagination, and I like that. And there's also butterflies here around that, and she looks at it. So is this real? Does it come out of her mouth? I don't know. It's very. I had again the word on the tip of my tongue, but I cannot. I'm not sure how to translate it. And then we see a lovely young girl. Welcome to the dollhouse, Beryl. You are pretty. Your skin looks like porcelain. How ironic. And she says, I've been waiting for you. I'm Valentina, the sculptress. You have potential for a doll. You're really beautiful. While the other ones are looking. It's creepy. It's really creepy. And then all these roses are floating or flying. Or I guess that's floating. But then the cat says, Sss. And that's the end of the book. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And we have a preview of Gung Ho. Gung Ho it looks really good. This is a follow-up, I believe, from the other Gung Ho series. Maybe I'll pick up the trade paperback. But yeah, this looks cool with the watercolors, etc. I like this color palette more. It's more, I don't know, nicer to look at. But that's not really, well, I'm saying probably wrong. Because it's different. And I like that. But the problem is there's not much going on. His comic, it said that there's a girl that is sleeping on the top of this roof and lying here, relaxing, and going on an adventure. And then she's been into a dollhouse, and then a couple of texts here and there, and that's over. So what's going on? I don't know. But I want to know more. And I like the art. The colors, not so much. My taste is a little bit different. But, we'll see. Maybe I'm growing to like it in future issues. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I got issue 2. This is a nice cover, by the way. I like that a lot. I can see why people like this. This is especially girls or women like Maria Llovet's work. I've seen a couple of reviews and people that give their opinions. And they are very smitten, if I can use that word, by her work, and I can see why they like it. So far, I'm not sure if it's good or if it's for me, but I'm intrigued, and we're going to find out soon enough if it's good. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.